So this is a pyrography pen signing kit from one of the hardware stores here in Australia, the Big Green Shed, otherwise known as Bunnings. But this is how I sign all of my pieces underneath platters and bowls. This is called a trade flame. I'm not sponsored by anything in this video. These are about $90 here in Australia, and this would have to be on the cheaper end of any pyrography pen. I've seen some of them, they go up into the 500s, quite expensive. I'm gonna go through how I sign my pieces, and one really cool little tip that I picked up off Glenn Lucas by watching his DVDs, which I will link in the description below, is when you start signing your pieces, line the grain of the timber, the plate, the platter or the bowl, line the grain running left to right, so it's running horizontally, so then you can use that like a notepad. It's a very smart idea. Before I dive into it, there is one thing that I want to say is when I go to craft shows and fairs and things like that, and I see a fellow wood turner displaying their wares, I get excited as a kid in a candy shop. I love it. They probably get a little bit because they chat a lot about their stuff. But one thing that I have seen in the past, some turners have used a pen for signing their piece or a permanent marker. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but in my opinion, I believe it detracts from the value of the piece. You've put so much time and effort into it to hit it with a permanent marker. Just feels like you've robbed, I feel like people rob themselves of displaying their piece. That's my opinion. You might feel the same way. Let me know in the comments. Right, so let's move on. So I've lined this piece up here, running left to right, the grain line. You can see it running across there like so, the grain there. Camphor laurel is a bit tricky because it can go all, anyway. Then I get my ruler. Any ruler, steel ruler, and then I line one point up to the opposite point. I come over the top and then I eyeball it down. I look down onto the piece, and you can already see I've made some lines there. And then I hold it, get my brother's pencil, and then scribe a faint line across there, and then line that up again. So that line there, and then run it across there. So then you got 3 lines. Some people choose to sign around the outside. I prefer to just whack it smack bang straight in the center, so when people pick it up, bang, they see your name, they see the date and the species. So let's get stuck into signing it. One thing, I've got this turned up quite hot. That's the detail of this very simple pyrography pen. Sometimes I do hammer that tip down so it acts like a bit of a knife blade, but I haven't with this one for some reason. I might have a little bit. Right, I position my body so where I'm going to finish is where I will position my feet, so I'm not going to feel uncomfortable. Some people count the letters of what they're going to write, divide that in half, and then run a line, so then half it'll be even running down the center. I think that's a lot of effort, but it's totally up to you. I'm not here to change your ways, but I think this we can all agree. Anyway, leave it in the comments. Right, so first of all, I'm going to start with the species, because that's the most important thing. So this is a piece of camphor laurel. I've got this trade flame turned up quite. You can have a little scrap piece next to you, but I know that camphor is quite soft and it reacts quite well. I start by flicking the C up like that and then dragging it down. I'm no expert in any of this, and then I trace it through like this. I pull it down. Camphor laurel. Another caveat to all of this is I never got my pen license in school. I don't know if that's still a thing this day and age, but there you go. No pen license, and I think we're doing all right. So the next thing we're going to do on the next line is write the date, and I am looking through here, and then I'm going to try and put the date, the August, in the center there. So I turned this yesterday, so I'll go 21st. You can write the full thing or half. Make sure I'm going to spell it right. If you do have a little bit faint, just run it back over nice, like really softly, because if you leave it in one spot for too long, it'll make a big like blob. And we are 2024, I just write 24, like so. And then I write my name, so the turner. adding these little flicks on the end of the, actually, I'm not going to give you advice on how to sign or write your name because I never got my pen license. So I forgot to add at the end of the filming of the video, this short video, is how to remove your lines on the back of your piece that you use with the pencil. And you can either use a rubber, which works great, but I'm just going to use a bit of oil, a bit of tung oil here, and then just give it a quick, and the oil will actually go into where you've burned as well, and that'll save the piece and give it a little bit more longevity because you've broken through that oil layer and you're allowing now the oil to seep into where you've burnt into the timber and creating a nice watertight seal. There we have it. I really hope you're enjoying these short little videos. Check this one out here if you missed last week's one on replaceable bowl gouge tips, and that one there is cutting with oil to remove torn grain. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll talk to you all directly. Bye.